Where's restream? Dashboard. They're currently on. Upgrade titles. Update titles. Oh, wait. Go back to dashboard. Update titles. Okay, title would be RTK Review plus Lesson 9. Description, doing, remembering the kanji. Review plus Lesson 9 on Anki. Update all. Alright, done. And go back to Anki. Renew the page, discard. I feel like today is going to be a bit tougher for some reason. So we have keyword to kanji. Let's rebuild the deck. Yeah, so we will have to remember the actual kanji from the keyword. Let's study now. Alright, fire. Easy one. Starting off easy. So the dots first and then the strokes. Okay. Spot. That would be fortune telling on fire. Only. That would be mouth and animal legs. Seal. That would be ivy with glue. Level. That would be soil scooped up in a ladle with extra drops. Extra drop. 10,000. That would be this character. Oops. That would be this character. Thin. Water inflammation. Newborn babe. That would be olden times with legs. Fish. Bound up. Rice field. Fire. Pop song. That would be no, there's a mouth. Is it early talk? Pop song is money talk. Shellfish talk. Again. Page is head. Illuminate. Shine. Shining. Which is sun seduce with fire. Bound up is this. Mediocre is wind with a drop. Spit, that would be soil, mouth, sorry, mouth with soil, mouth dirt, horns, easy, Decameron, bound up, days, pop song, will be money talk, shellfish talk, Buddhist temple, neck, neck is, oh, neck is, I forgot even the story for neck. Yeah, I don't remember that. Oh, the horns. The horns and the nose. Okay. Okay. Stubborn. Stubborn would be, shoot, I forgot. What's the story for stubborn? I forgot. Oh, yeah, beginning page. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not doing well. Ashes is cliff, fire because fire goes to die in a cliff. Ladle, horizon, that would be water, cliff, meadow, water. No. Water, cliff, ivy. Yeah. Hedge is soil in a span, spanning. Time is this. Fishing. Cape, strange land. Farm, fire. Rice field. Inflammation, two fires. Human legs. Defeat, bound up seashell. Shellfish, sorry. Yeah, bound up shellfish. shellfish. Phrase, down the mouth. Inlay, soil, true. Employee, mouth, soil is disaster, is flood with fire. Animal legs. Sea, eye with legs. Upright. Upright would be a shellfish walking. Oh, oops. Magic wand, shellfish. Cavity is kid with hook, fish hook. Lamp is nailed fire. Fire, nail. Wind is this guy. Square jewel is ivy. Soil on top of each other. Beginning is in the beginning. Bullseye. It's a white ladle. Anxiety. Anxiety is firehead. Texture is wind doing to a part of body. Pressure is cliff on soil. Pressure, suspense, yeah. Full shellfish and shellfish and fortune telling. Yep. Pop song, that would be shellfish talk. Stubborn, that would be beginning page. Yeah, stuck to the beginning page. Neck would be horns and nose. Stubborn would be, we said, beginning page. Neck would be horns and nose. Neck and read. Alright, done. Okay. So I basically forgot the three of them that are, forgot these three. neck, which is horns and nose. Forgot pop song, which is mouth, shellfish, and forgot stubborn. Which is beginning page. So 3 out of 50, which is like 6 out of 100. So my retention rate is 94%. That's actually bad. I don't think that's good. They say shoot for 80 to 90% retention rate. So like ideally 85 retention rate. I don't know. I find it like I even forgot the stories. Let's see later on how I would do. Let's do the kanji keyword. This one is gonna be easy. Rebuild. Study now. Okay. Anxiety. Upright. Neck. Fish. Employee. Disaster. Square jewel. Stubborn. Time. Farm. Only. Defeat. Inflammation. Soil. Texture. Horizon. Fishing. Bound up. Illuminate. Human legs. Level. Bullseye. Seal. Pressure. Sea. 10,000. Horns. Shellfish. Decameron. Food is simple. Fire. Spit. Beginning. Ashes. Mediocre. Fortune telling with fire is spot. Inlay. Pop song. Wind. Cape. Page. Animal legs. Thin. Newborn babe. Poster bill. Phrase. Soil span, that is a hedge. Ladle. Lamp. Okay. All right, so we're done with the review. Now let's go on to remembering the kanji lesson 9. Okay, lesson 9. Okay, Although the study of the four basic elements undertaken in the last lesson brought us a lot of new characters, 51 in all, we have only scratched the surface as far as water, earth, wind, and fire are concerned. Perhaps by now it is clear why I said at the beginning of this lesson that we are lucky that they appear so frequently. The range of images they suggest is almost endless. In this chapter, our focus will be on a few new roof and enclosure primitives. But first, a primitive kanji that we might have included in the last group but omitted so as not to be distracted from the four elements. With just that one element, we can pick up no less than 7 new kanji with no trouble at all. Okay, let's add. This is, oops, add it to the back. Front would be ri. That's right, ri. Don't bother looking it up in your English dictionary. It's a Japanese word for measuring distances. 1 ri is about 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles. The kanji depicts how the measure came to be used. Atop, we see the rice field, and below the element for land. Those 4 sections you see in the rice field, which we made mention of when we first introduced the character, are actually measurements of land. Much of the same farm sections in the United States have given us the notion for country mile. The land division based on the size of rice field is called ri. Okay, to get a more concrete primitive meaning for this kanji, we shall refer to it as a computer, meaning a meaning deriving from the kanji for logic, which we will meet in lesson 12. Okay. Ri. Alright, so this is a primitive. And let's practice it first. So it's a rice field. Oh, no. So we first do this, but then that, these two. Okay. Alright, next one is re on fire. This is black. Like most electrical thing, like most things electrical, a computer too can overheat. Just imagine flames pouring out of it and charring the keyboard, the monitor, and your disk a sooty black color. Okay. So black is computer on fire. Okay. Black on land. Black ink. Besides meaning black ink, this kanji also appears in the word for an inked string that is pulled taut and snapped to mark a surface. Much the same as one might use a chalk string. Here it is used to mark off the dirt with black lines for football game, played I presume on a wild field. Okay. Black on land is ink, black ink. Black on land. That's a big. Everything's gotta compress now. Yeah, this gotta be so stretched. Okay. Black ink. Carp. These are the same carp you see in Japanese carp streams. Actually, I should focus on. Let's revisit black ink again. This kanji also appears in the word for an inked string that is pulled taut and snapped to mark a surface. Pulled taut and yeah, okay. Much the same as one might use chalk string. Here's the mark of the dirt on a black. Okay, so imagine string taut black, colored, yeah, ink string colored black and placed on soil to mark it. To mark it. Okay, so that's black ink. Carp. So it's a fish with computer. Is a carp. These are the same carp you see in Japanese carp streamers. Only here we find a small home computer or two strung on the line by a father anxious for his son, not only to have the courage and determination of a carp swimming upstream, but also the efficiency and memory of a computer. Again, these are the same carp you see in Japanese carp streamers, okay? Small home computer or two, strung on the line by a father anxious for his son not only to have the same courage and determination of a carp swimming upstream, but also the efficiency and memory of a computer. Okay. Carp, you are fish and computer. Courage of a carp fish. And efficiency of a computer. This is a carp. Sure. Quantity. This is night break on a computer. Think of quantity as having to do with measuring time and distance. The rest is simple. You have a quantity of time in the new day that begins with night break, and quantity of distance with the ruler re. Okay, quantity is time and distance. Time and distance. Time with marked by night breaks, and distance with re. Time and distance. Okay, that is quantity. Cliff re. Okay. Rin. No doubt you'll find it in your heart to forgive me for forcing yet another Japanese word on you in this frame. It is not the last time it will happen in this book, but I can assure you they are used only when absolutely necessary. One rin is equal about 1,000th of a yen, or rather was worth that much when it still made economic sense to mint them. While inflammation uh, while inflation took its toll on this kanji as a monetary unit, it survived with the not at all surprising sense of something very, very tiny. The kanji shows a cliff with a computer under it, apparently because has been pushed over into the abyss by someone fed up with the thing. The total market value of one home computer that has fallen over rook and bramble for several hundred feet, about one rin. Okay, so rin is 1,000th of a yen, and it's about the same value as a computer hurtled down a cliff. Okay, bury. Computer in soil. When we speak of bury. When we speak of burying someone or something or someone for that matter, we usually mean putting them underground. Only here we are burying our beloved computer that has served us so well in the past years. Behind us, a choir chants the whatever, and there is much wailing and grief among the bystanders as they pass by to shovel a little dirt into what will be its final resting place. Rest in peace. Burying a beloved computer. Soil, dirt on computer. Okay. Before going any further, we might pause a moment to look at precisely where the primitive elements were placed in the kanji of the last frame. The ground to the left and the computer to the right. Neither of these is an absolutely fixed position. The kanji for spit, for instance, puts the ground on the right, and that for planes will put the computer on the left. While there is no reason to bother memorizing any rules, a quick glance through a few general guidelines may help. Use them if they help, if not, simply adjust the story for a problem a character in such a way that it will help you remember the position of the element relative to one another. In any case, here are the guidelines to follow from the kanji treated up to this point. Many kanji used regularly as primitives have a strong position or two for which they are able to give a basic flavor to the character. For example, ground at the left or bottom usually indicates something to do with earth, soil, land, and the like. Fire at the bottom in the form of the four dots, or at the left in its compressed kanji form, usually tells us we have to do with heat, passion, and the like. Mouth at the left commonly signifies something to do with eating, coughing, spitting, snoring, screaming, and so forth. Where these elements appear elsewhere in the kanji, they do not have the same overall impact on its meaning as a rule. Some primitive elements always have the same position in a kanji. We saw this earlier in the case for of the primitive meaning head, and that for the long saber, as well as the in the three drops of water. Okay. Enclosures like cliff and bound up are always set above whatever it is they enclose. Others, as we shall see, wrap up a kanji from the bottom. All things being equal, the element with the fewer strokes, usually the more common element, has first rights to be the strong position and the left or bottom. Note that the left and bottom cannot both be the dominant position in the same character. Either one or the other of them will dominate, usually the left. The left. Uh, the characters the character for nitrate and chant illustrate that point. So nitrate was rock and spark. Chant, mouth, and two suns. Okay, let's continue. We have next 192 till 206. No, we have 15 kanji ahead of us. Okay. First, we add a primitive that is not a kanji in itself. Not a kanji. This is a hood. In addition to the basic meaning of hood, this shape can be used for glass canopy, such as that used to serve pheasant under glass. Note its difference from the element for wind. The second stroke is hooked inwards here. To help you remember the detail, think of the wind blowing out and a glass canopy as keeping something in among the related images suggested by the primitives. Among the related images suggested by this primitive are a monk's cowl, riding hood, helmet, and automobile hood. Okay. Sure. I'm just gonna remember it as a hood. It's easy. Sure. Onaji. This is same. Oops. It is primitive. So let's say the primitives given are one and mouth under a hood. Take the keyword to connote the sameness that characterizes the life in a community of monks. They all have the same habit, including the habit they wear, on their backs. Here we see the monk's cowl drawn over the eyes, so that all you can see when you look at him is a mouth. But since monks also speak their prayers in common, it is but a short step to think of one mouth under a hood as the kanji for sameness of monastic life. As a primitive, this kanji will mean monks dressed in a common habit. Okay. So it's monk one mouth. Monk's cowl with one mouth. Water, same. It's a den. The keyword den refers to an animal lair hollowed out in the side of a mountain. Now, if we keep to the image, the monastic life as an image for the same, we can picture a den of wild beasts dressed up in habits, living the same common life in a mountain cavern. To bring in the element of water, we need only give them a sacred puddle in the center of their den, the focus of all their pious attention. Okay, so den is animals in a common cavern. Yeah, living common cavern with a sacred puddle. That's a den. Okay, so the puddle and the monastery at trunk. Part of body, same. Part of body and monks, yeah. The word trunk refers to the part of body that is left when you have truncated all the limbs. I can hardly think of any reason for doing so, unless one were lumberjacking horses and needed to have them all properly pruned and made the same so they could be floated downstream without causing any body jam. Wow, that's a graphic one. Okay, truncated, trunk, body part same, truncated, yeah. Lumberjacking, truncate body part. Okay, trunk. So body part same. That is trunk. Yonder. Something referred to as over yonder is usually far off in the distance and barely within sight, like a wee drop in the distance, and usually an expression used in giving directions or pointing something out. Hence, this kanji begins with a drop. Then we find a sort of transparent helmet with no eyes or nose, but only a prominent mouth under it. Obviously, an extraterrestrial. And what is it jabbering about with its mouth open like that? Well, why about his spaceship way over yonder with its fuel tank on empty? Okay. Yonder is a drop and hood mouth. Hood mouth, the extraterrestrial, a drop, we in the distance. The hood mouth is close to us, talking to us about his spaceship over yonder. Okay. Esteem. Above, we see the primitive for little attached to one of those glass canopies that might use to display a family heirloom. The littleness is important because what is in fact on display is the shrunken, stuffed, and mounted mouth of an esteemed ancestor. we may be used to esteeming our words. We may be used to esteeming the words of our forebears left behind. We may be used to esteeming the words of our forebears leave behind. We may be used to esteeming the words our forebears leave behind. But here we also esteem the very mouth that spoke them. I leave it to you to imagine a suitable place in your room for displaying such an unusual conversation piece. Esteem is little glass canopy mouth. Little glass canopy. Is there an image for glass canopy? Okay. Esteem is the mouth of, yeah, forebear glass canopy add. Okay, this one is a house. It's a primitive, not a kanji. This extremely useful primitive depicts the roof of a house. You can see the chimney at the top and the eaves on either side without much trouble. It is a crown element, which means that it is invariably set atop other things. Examples follow immediately. Okay, so it's like this. What is going on? Can't seem to open. Am I able to open you? Yeah. What is happening? me. Weird. Document viewer is behaving. Okay, let's continue. I opened it in Chrome. Okay, so this is character. Here is the character itself, not just kanji, but any written character, from hieroglyphs to Sanskrit to our own Roman alphabet. It shows us simply a child in a house. But let us take advantage of the double meaning of the keyword to note that it just a child born to a Japanese house is given characters for its name. So it is also stamped with the character of those who raise it from infancy on. A character is about child in a house given characters of its name so that it shapes its character as it grows up. Far-fetched, but who am I to judge? Character. Okay. Next, we have house glue or house measurement. Guard. Glued to the house. Okay. The notion of guarding something easily brings to the mind the image of someone standing guard like royal soldiers in front of the Buckingham Palace or the Pope's Swiss Guard. The whole idea of hiring guards is that they should stick to like glue to your house to protect it from unwanted prowlers. Okay, so go ahead and glue a guard to your house in imagination. Guard is house glue. Next, house beginning. That is perfect. In order not to confuse the keyword perfect with others nearly synonymous in meaning, pull it apart to have a look at its native Latin roots. Perfectum suggests something that's so thoroughly made or done that nothing more needs to be added to it. Now look at the kanji, which does something similar. We see a house that has been made perfectly from its beginnings in the in the foundations to the roof on the top. Now Return to frame 101 and make sure that you, yeah, complete. That's fine. Perfect is house made perfect from the beginning. Proclaim. Under the primitive for house, we meet the kanji for span. Think of the keyword in its religious sense of missionary preaching, proclaiming the good news to all nations and shouting it from the housetops. That should be enough to help you remember this simple kanji, used in fact both for traditional missionary work as well as for one of its contemporary replacements, advertising. Proclaim. Proclaim is shouting that spans everywhere. Proclaim, okay. House spark, house resemblance. Wee hours, wee hours. As the keyword hints, the kanji in this frame refers to the late evening or early morning hours. Well, after one should be in bed asleep. It does this by picturing a house with a candle in it. The reason is obvious. Whoever is living there, burning the candle at both ends, and working night after night into the wee hours. Okay. Wee hours. Ah, wee hours is um house and candle. Whoever lives there burns the candle at both ends, working into the night. Yeah, in the wee hours. Okay. Relax. To be told that the place of the woman is in the house may not sit well with modern thought, but like all culture habits, the Chinese characters bear the birthmarks of their age. So indulge yourself in a normal Rockwell image of relaxing after a hard day's work. The scruffy and weary woman of the house slouched asleep in the living room chair, her hair in curls and a duster lying in her lap. Okay. Relax is woman relaxing in chair under, yeah, woman relaxing in the house. Okay. Banquet or banquet? It said banquet in English or banquet? Banquet. Okay. To carry on from the last frame, we note the entire day of work comes between a woman and her house in preparing for a dinner banquet, pictorially interrupting her relaxation. Okay, there's a whole day between a woman and relaxation. That is banquet. House and strange. Draw near. Let the idea of drawing near suggest something dangerous or eerie that one approaches with fear and trembling. Here we see a strange house, perhaps the haunted house of Usher that Edgar Allan Poe immortalized, or the enchanted gingerbread house that lured Hansel and Gretel to draw near. Strange house. Ah, strange house, draw near. House wealth is wealth again. Here we have the original character on which the primitive for wealth is based. In keeping with the story introduced back then, note how all the wealth is kept uh under the roof of the same house. Okay, so wealth just adds house to the character, which one mouth. Okay, so it's one house housing one mouth that feeds on entire rice field. Saving. Savings is to avoid confusing this frame with the last one. Try to think of savings as actual money. The only difference is that our currency is not paper bills but shills, uh, a not uncommon unit of exchange in older civilizations. The nail under the roof of the house points to a hiding place in the rafters on which one strings up one's shills for safekeeping. Okay. Savings are money or is money nailed in a house. Savings, money nailed. Ah, shoot. Nailed inside house. Okay. And we're done. So there should be 17 new cards have been added. Let's see. 17 times 2, that's 34, right? Kanji keyword. Rebuild 17. What? Oh, did I add them to the... Oh, I added them to the default one. Okay. Easy. Browse. Added today. Put them all in. Change deck to lazy kanji. Okay. 48. That suggests... did I really add 24? Did I skip? I didn't skip any, right? It's number, let's see, 192 to 206. 192 to 206, that's 15. Plus 2, 17. Times 2. 17 times 2. Or at least here there should be 17. 24 new cards? How come? Okay, let's study them anyhow. Study. Let's discard. Re. Re is the computer and is the distance of 4 kilometers. Almost 4 kilometers. Sure. Alright. Rin. Rin is, we said it's 1,000th of a yen, and it's the price of a computer hurled down a cliff. Yep. Drawn year. It's a strange house. Perfect. It's a house built perfect from the beginning. Carp. It's a as courageous as a fish. Carp. Father wants his sons to be as courageous as a fish, as fast, as performant as a computer. Yeah. Character. Child given the character of its name to shape his character. Black ink. A string blacked, a blacked string, an inked string, to the soil. Sorry, yeah, to the soil. A black ink string. Black to the soil. Yeah. Same. Monks with one mouth. Sorry. Trunk. Body and made the same. Hacked and made the same. Wealth. It's the house, one house housing all the wealth. Bury. It's we are burying a computer. Soil. Computer. Savings. It's money nailed in a house. Black is computer on fire. Charred. Yonder. It's an extraterrestrial pointing to his ship, talking about his ship. And yeah. Esteem. Esteem is glass canopy with mouth and what are we doing to the glass canopy? Is it in the house? No, we're doing something. Ah, it's little. Okay, again. Then is there is a sacred pond and monastery. Yeah. Proclaim. It's shouting from the rooftops that spans all nations. Quantity is both time and distance. Ah. Good. Guard is glue to the house. Good. House is just a house. This is gonna bite us. Primitive, not a kanji, so it counts primitive. Because there's gonna be close. House primitive, yeah. We did that. Good. Esteem. Esteem is esteemed. So we little mouth in a glass canopy, yeah. This one is hard. Wee hours. Wee hours is one guy in a house with candles. Relax is a woman in a house relaxed. Good. Hood. It's monk's cowl. Good. Banquet is whole day before the woman relaxes. Good. Well, it's this. Show answer. Green. Green is the price of a computer hurled down a cliff. That's perfect is house made perfect from the beginning. Good. Draw near is a strange house. Good. Character is a child in a house given its name's character so that it shapes its characters. Good. Esteem is a little glass canopy housing a mouthpiece. Glass canopy, yeah, with a mouthpiece of an esteemed ancestor. Show answer. Good. Black ink is an inked a black inked string. This is black. Strung to the soil to market. Savings, money, nailed in house. Wealth is one house housing all the wealth. Good. Carp is as courageous as carp swimming upstream, as performant as a computer. Good. Same is monks with one mouth saying the same prayer. Good. Trunk is truncated bodies. Body packed all to be the same size. Good. Black is a computer. On fire, charred. Good. Bury is we are burying a computer. Soil computer. Good. Then sacred pond, monastery, and monks. Yeah, same. Good. Proclaim is shouting from the rooftops spanning all nations. Proclamation. Good. Yonder extraterrestrial talking about his yonder ship. This is the extraterrestrial, one-eyed, one-mouth extraterrestrial. Good. Quantity is time and distance. Good. Guard is glued to the house. Good. House primitive is good. Wee hours. Lighting candle both ends in the house. Good. Banquet is a whole day before a woman relaxes. Good. Relax is a woman in a house, relaxed. Good. Hood is hood. Good. Steam is a little glass canopy, mouth of a steamed ancestor. Good. Build nothing. Decks. Build. And let's study the vice versa. From the kanji, we say the keyword. Study now. This is character. Carp. Perfect. Re. Savings. Banquet. Relax. Then. Quantity. Hood. Draw near. House. Black ink. Esteem. Berry. Rin. Yonder. Wealth. Wee hours. Same. Trunk. Black. Guard. Proclaim. Character. Relax. Draw near. Re. Black ink. Hood. Trunk. Guard. Same. Black. Perfect. Wee hours. Quantity. 10. Yonder. Banquet. Carp. House. Savings. Esteem. Berry. Rin. Wealth. Proclaim. And done. Decks. We're done. Lesson 9. Alright. I don't think anybody is watching. Let's see. I am live, but no one's there. Of course. Of course. Never mind. Same. Which. Oh, somebody is. It's me, myself. It is myself. Ooh. Alright, that's the end of the stream. See you later.